Hello, class, and welcome back. So, we're going to take the if statements to the next level. We're going to have if statements inside of if statements, and we're going to do that with a game of rock, paper, scissors. Now then, I'm just going to run this little module here, and then I'll show you what it's going to wind up doing. So, let's just take a look at the final result here, and you can see a little bit of the code over here, but that's okay. You just know that you need to print something, and there's a else if and a return, which we haven't gotten to yet, but here we go. So we have rock, paper, scissors, and we say, hello, welcome to rock, paper, scissors. Please select one of the following, rock, paper, scissors, and I've put little numbers next to them to see what they would do. So I'm just going to say I'll pick rock. Oh, and I picked rock, computer picked paper, so computer won. Would you like to play again, yes or no? Sure, I'll hit yes. And you know what, let's pick rock again. Let's see what happens. Rock versus scissors. I win. Would I like to play again? Let's see if we can get a draw in here. Now let's pick rock again. Rock versus rock. Draw. Would you like to play again? I'm going to hit no. And it says goodbye. So, the way this would wind up looking, if you were to actually draw this out, and let's zoom this in a bit. Whoops, a little too much zooming there. Maybe, actually, no, I can probably work with that. There we go. So you see, we start the program, and then we're going to import something. And I've made a nice little new button over here to show what importing is. Now, the thing about all programs is that you're importing different assets from different things. So we've got a random button, or sorry, a random number that we're going to import. And then, of course, the player is going to select rock, paper, scissors, and the computer is going to pick a random thing. And then we're going to have to check it. So this is where you essentially have if statements inside of if statements. So, if our user picked rock, then yes. Did the computer pick rock? Okay, then do that. Okay, no. Did our user pick rock? Yes. Did the computer pick rock? No. Did the computer pick paper? Sure, yes, and we keep going. Now, of course, obviously, this is going to be some errors then, because, you know, if the computer didn't pick rock, and didn't pick paper, and didn't pick scissors, obviously there's an error of some sort. So this last one is probably going to be an else to, you know, incorporate all other possible scenarios instead of an elif. But, you know, in case, you know, we would theoretically know where our errors would wind up happening. But of course, when we do the same thing for rock and paper and scissors, and of course, you know, after that all ends, you know, after every draw, computer wins, player wins, whatever, etc., etc., we'll just have it all drop down to ask the user to play again, get the user input, and if the user said yes, well then we're just going back to the start point here, and they're picking rock, paper, scissors, right? And of course, if they hit no, they're going to end the game. So there's two things that we're going to wind up having to know here. We're going to have to know how to input a random number, and we're also going to have to know how to call something, because you notice how all these options, no matter what's happening, it's all happening, and it's all going back to this one thing no matter what we pick. So we need to be able to call some answers, or call some things, and bring it all back in. So we're going to need to call a function. This will be the first time we'll ever use a function in this program, but it won't be the last time. So that's the two new things we're going to wind up having to learn for this assignment.